Good morning, family. I hope that this video finds everyone safe and well and warm because it is cold here. But I want to welcome you to day 2 of the Live Love Out Loud Challenge. And today we're going to talk about hugs as a way of living out loud. Now, research has shown that hugs may be very important to our health, especially our heart health. In fact, I recently read in a Harvard Medical Journal that at one point hugs were dubbed as the universal medicine. And now research is beginning to back that up to show that hugs may actually be important to our health. There's a hormone called oxytocin that tends to be released when we show affection. And it has actually been shown that it may lower blood pressure. And so hugs are proving to be quite important to our health. In fact, there's a family therapist, since we're talking about relationships too, as a part of living love out loud. There's a family therapist by the name of Virginia Satir. And she has actually been quoted as saying, we need 4 hugs a day for survival. We need 8 hugs a day just to maintain. And we need 12 hugs a day to grow. So how many of you are getting 12 hugs a day? Especially now that we are in this pandemic where we have to physically distance. I won't say socially distance because we can still socialize with each other, but we have to do it from a physical distance. And that's understandable in order to maintain our safety and to help keep us well. But can we still get our hugs in some kind of way? And so I began to realize that when the lockdown happened, that it was really impacting my children, it was impacting my family, and I'm sure it was impacting many people in regards to this swift change that we all had to adapt to in being socially or physically distanced from one another. And so I had already heard this quote where we needed 12 hugs a day, and decided I wanted to commit to hugging the people, at least in my household, more, since we were on the early days of this on lockdown. And so I then also had a friend recently who went through a very traumatic experience, a loss. And I wanted so bad to be there with her, but I couldn't. And so I thought to myself, I wonder, I had people send me these gifts, GIF, where they'd show people acting something out that would just make me laugh. And so I wanted to see, was there a gift that illustrated a hug? And sure enough, as I searched through my phone, I found one that looked like a spirit hugging a person. And so I sent that to her and just let her know, sis, I'm with you there in spirit and I'm hugging you. And as I sent that out and I thought about that gift, I thought, you know what, there are so many other women in my life who I'd love to hug right now. Friends, family. And so I decided to text that gift to them and just put some words behind it that showed them that they were meaningful to me and they had significance in my life and that they were important women in my life. And sent them that gift. And there's some other women I need to follow up and send that gift to too. But it was a start, since it was like a virtual hug. It was a virtual hug. And so I know today that there are single people who are living alone, and it can feel lonely. Even you. I don't know if the research would back it up and support even a self-hug, but we talk about self-care, we talk about self-love. It might be befitting for you and benefit you to give yourself a self-hug, whether you're single and you live alone or whether you live with other people. I like that idea, giving a self-hug. And then I'm challenging you today, those three things: a self-hug. If you do live with people, you live with your family, go around and give them as many hugs. Stop them and give them as many hugs as you can today. And then find a gift. I was surprised that many of the sisters and the family members that I sent the gift to, they sent me a gift back, either the same gift or something different, illustrating a hug or talking about hugs. And I thought, wow. So I got a virtual hug back in many cases. And so I want to challenge you today to live your love out loud by giving yourself a hug, giving a family member a hug that you live with, or sending a gift that illustrates or reflects a virtual hug to somebody today as a means of living your love out loud. Now, before we leave, I want to tell you about a young man. He has a website called thefreehugproject.com, and I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can just go and take a look at his video. Very motivating, very inspiring. This young man is a peace activist, and wherever there are protests, wherever there's conflict, he goes on the scene and he gives out hugs. He gives out free hugs in order to create peace in a place where there's protest, in a place where there's conflict. And so I want you to go and check out his video if you have time to do that today. So with that being said, I hope that you are able to go and live out this Live Love Out Loud challenge by hugging today, especially since research has shown that hugs also impact our health. Alrighty, live your love out loud, and day 3 tomorrow. Tune in. Until then, bye-bye.